You weren't born playing an instrument. And most people don't have natural talent to play an instrument. You learn it. And by that, you have to sort of engage in something that is challenging and maybe even a little bit scary. And then you begin to learn about yourself. You learn about your limitations. You learn about what you're capable of doing.
Well, I first started in school just because it was a kind of requirement, and I kind of just stuck with it. And then I joined youth symphony in 7th grade because my teacher, Mr. Day, recommended that I go to symphony because I kept asking for like harder and harder music. The music here is collegiate level, and because the collegiate level music is a lot more like interesting and fun to play, even though it's more difficult, it kind of made me want to explore more of that.
It's been an amazing journey for him. I feel like aside from him just playing music, there's so much more that goes into it. There's commitment, there's dedication. It's not just playing the instrument, but it's all the other things.
Being in a symphony, you need to work on yourself, be a leader for yourself and the team, even if you're not like a team leader, so that everything just works together.
The youth symphony is help him be more organized, more responsible. The youth symphony, I think it helped a great deal for like accomplishing that responsibility that he has to be there no matter what.
You know, particularly with classical music. The basic skills of doing something is one thing, but then to excel, to develop a proficiency. And so that's something that is a very important life skill. What does it mean to practice, and then practice some more?
And so I was like, okay, might as well sneak in for a couple of rehearsals. And next thing I know, I was playing for them in one of their concerts. One of the major differences was that I was working with a group. So I started gaining up on that information and comfortability in being in the orchestra because I knew that people of my age were experiencing the same thing I was.
I think it's becoming like part of a community, part of culture, and part of inspiration for other kids as well.
It's kind of fun to find out what the potential you actually have for an instrument, which in general is just fun.
Yeah, I think it's important for us as parents to open the doors of the different options out there so they can pick and say, okay, what is my passion, right? What I want to do when I grow up.
Our older daughter, became a music composer. So I'm a little biased because I saw someone who started in the symphony, actually in Symphonia, and then went on and built a career, became a composer. She became a musician, someone who cared deeply about the music that she's playing, about practicing and making sure that you don't make mistakes on stage, or you make the fewest mistakes possible, that you understand your responsibility as a musician to the larger symphony. And I just saw her transform.
I think it's important for them to be knowing music little by little. It might be a little bit scary because they feel like, oh, I'm never gonna get there. And they don't know that there are steps, and they don't know that it's something that they can experience, and it's okay.
Just to make good sounds, get an audience, and self-esteem go like, you need to make a hole in the roof because, no, I'm not exaggerating, it goes like, phew, the self-esteem goes up.
It can be a little nerve-wracking sometimes, but it's still fun to play something for an audience that came to enjoy the music.
I think the biggest thing for me isn't necessarily the practicing, it's the actual concert where I can see how I've improved on this piece and me showing that to other people.
Well, I love music. I would love to know how to play an instrument. I don't know. And every time I see Aidan, I get kind of jealous. He's doing all that. He can read music, he can play music, and that's something that I always wanted to do. I'm amazed that for what he can do. So I feel that if it wouldn't be for the Youth Symphony, we wouldn't even know what Aidan would be able to do.
We need music in our lives. We need music in our society. We, as a culture and as a society, cannot live without music. we cannot live without art. We absolutely cannot. Here's an organization that will give you the opportunity to become more proficient in your instrument with other musicians, study with other student musicians, play in concerts, travel and tour. You will have had a foundation where you will have become a critical thinker, someone who appreciates art, appreciates music and what music can do therapeutically, emotionally, intellectually. That is what I think you will gain from the Napa Valley Youth Symphony.